August 21st, 2012. Counter-Strike Global Offensive was released after being in beta for close to a year. Similar to the release of CS Source, the new game was the subject of constant debate about whether it could replace the clean feel of 1.6 that the community had loved for over a decade. Fortunately, Valve continued working on the gameplay and feel of Global Offensive until it became the new gold standard for FPS games, uniting the Counter-Strike world under one title. Over several years, Global Offensive became a polished gem. Of course, there's always going to be a certain number of people complaining about one thing or another, but overall the game felt great, both the gunplay and the movement. Where Source had failed, Global Offensive succeeded in uniting the Counter-Strike world. Weapon skins were introduced to CSGO in August of 2013 with the Arm Steal update. What started as some in-game cosmetics has become an entire economy, which is now worth over $5 billion, larger than the GDP of some small countries. Because skins can be easily traded and sold on the Steam marketplace or third-party sites, these skins have the potential to hold value in a way that items in most other games can't.
No way, dude. You're ridiculous, dude.
The introduction of skins, specifically the ability to freely trade and sell skins, created an environment ready to be taken advantage of by gambling sites.
It's anytime it's 4-1 odds, you take the bet no matter what. In pro CS, if it's a pro team versus a pro team, you take the odds. Even though Optic's chances are very low, they can still do it in a best of one. Optic is not a pushover. They can still pull it off. Mixwell and Tarik and NAF.
From this time on, gambling has been a huge part of Counter-Strike.
If Liquid win out, they head to the grand finals. Do not go anywhere.
She said she loves you, but she can't love me.
While this has always been and will surely continue to be controversial, it has become much more socially normalized in recent years, partially due to the 2018 U.S. Supreme Court decision in Murphy v. National Collegiate Athletic Association, which resulted in overturning of the Professional and Amateur Sports Protection Act, removing heavy federal restrictions on sports betting, resulting in the explosion of platforms like DraftKings and FanDuel. I'm not making a moral argument about the ethics of legal gambling, although many CS gambling sites proudly offer platforms without ID verification, preying on underage gamers. It's undeniable, however, that the introduction of gambling to CS changed the Counter-Strike scene forever.
Flip knife stand. It's Skin Club!
It's only gamble if you're over 18. Skin Club has one of the most honest and provably fair systems on the market. And remember their daily cases? Yeah, every day. You're getting free prizes. Isn't that awesome?
Although lawsuits and new regulations caused a slowdown in the skin gambling industry, it's still very much alive to this day, with gambling sponsors all over the scene.
Welcome to the Counter-Strike Gambling Investigation, a multi-part series where we're going to be talking about a video game that has created an underage gambling epidemic that makes hundreds of millions, even billions a year. Now, some people thought it stopped in 2016, but they couldn't be more wrong. The world of Counter-Strike gambling is still massive, and nobody wants to talk about it because most of them are making too much money. Those who do speak out have faced consequences, so we've got to be careful.
More money being in the scene during these years, largely from gambling, led to a boom in streaming and content creation.
Where the am I? What are we shooting at? What the are you doing? Who is that guy? Tarik, you son of a... What are you doing?
Gambling sites were able to offer more money to streamers, players, and tournament organizers than any other sponsors before, which brought more prize money to LAN tournaments and online leagues. Now legendary names like Tarik, Shroud, Mo, and many others were streaming FPL and PUGs every day. While FPL does still exist, it's not nearly as popular as it once was. Just going on YouTube and searching for NAFPL, almost all of the results are from 7, 8, or 9 years ago. I still enjoy occasionally going back and watching these old FPL highlights.
Off. He's going to have two right there. Can they line up for him? What is he doing? Why did he hesitate so much? Doesn't matter. Has the CZ. Gets one.
Skins having real-world value led to one of the biggest scandals in Counter-Strike history. The North American team iBuyPower was found guilty of match fixing in return for in-game skins as payment.
Saw both players there. This is going to be hard. 20 seconds left on the board. This is going to be Skadoodle and Daze versus Hayes, Cutler, JDM, and FNS. Are they really just going to wait the timeout right now? Is this really happening? Oh, Skadoodle! Skadoodle, why would... I don't understand. You just watched your teammate get op from Jay. but you walk out with the bomb and try to plant it. I don't.
I don't know if you thought if the op came from Jay or from.
On January 26, 2015, Valve released a public statement titled Integrity and Fair Play. We can confirm by investigating the historical activity of relevant accounts that a substantial number of high-valued items won from that match were transferred to iBuyPower players and Netcode Guide's founder, Casey Foster. Altogether, the information we have collected and received makes us uncomfortable continuing any involvement with these individuals. Therefore, we will be directing our CSGO event partners to not allow any of the following individuals' participation in any capacity in Valve-sponsored events. Obviously, the players involved in match fixing deserve to be punished, but Valve chose to make a lesson out of these players' mistake. They issued indefinite bans from all Valve-sanctioned events. 1 year later, Valve made a follow-up blog post where they clarified that these bans were permanent. Other tournament organizers like DreamHack and ESL followed Valve in banning the players, issuing their own lifetime bans. Skadoodle was spared a ban as he declined to share in the profit from the throw. In my opinion, the most tragic of these by far was the banning of Swag. He was the youngest of the players at 18, and his undeniable natural talent promised an exceptional career ahead of him. This ban ended his career before it began, leaving everyone to wonder what could have been.
And now they were going to make the super team, the NA super team, which was going to be Swag, AZK, Dazed, Hiko, Skadoodle. That was going to be the super team. Everyone's hyped. But then they can't go to MLG. They left their organization iBuyPower. That all falls apart. What's going to happen? And in the end, the bans come through. So there's Swag's career. So yeah, it had a couple of high points. Never quite reached the zenith of where you wanted it to be. The progression was going up, but it never quite got there. He was so important to the NA scene on almost every level. In terms of skills, he was the third best NA player. You can't lose the third best NA player. Immediately, the NA scene's taken a skill level drop in terms of composure. They didn't have many players in NA who were big game players or who would win these 1vx situations in big tournaments. You needed that. He was the best at that. All-around game. Again, we don't have that many all-around players in NA. We have like Skadoodle's a super sick AWPer. We've got talent. We've got talent in different areas, but well-rounded, polished. Yeah, not to such a degree actually. Crucially, his personality was really enormous for the NA scene. Aside from just his career being over, the knock-on effect within the NA scene is something that I feel like will be felt for the next year, 2 years, as they see if they can develop more talent, because this was someone who seemed like he should be one of the next NA stars.
What is this? This kid's a f***ing amazing savant! Dude, this guy's pre-fired angels that don't exist!
CSGO lived up to its name of Global Offensive as it quickly grew in popularity worldwide. Amidst this growth, North America looked to re-establish itself as a competitive region internationally. A key figure in this resurgence was Sean Gares. Sean's career started in 2007 with a local team out of Arizona that qualified for a top-tier LAN at WSVG Louisville. Although his team Phoenix Connection would exit in last place, this was just the start of a long career at the heart of North American CS. In a region that was maybe accurately described as lazy, Sean was determined to do the work necessary to bring NA back to the top.
Time frame is I had that kind of mentality where all I wanted to do was to be on the best team. All I wanted to do was grind.
And that's nothing small in the NA scene. The NA scene was notorious for people being lazy and slackers and like legitimately like the stereotype of just smoking weed and playing pogs and not thinking about the game and not studying for your next opponent.
Although Sean saw good results with Complexity in 2012 and 2013, the peak of his career as a pro player was his time with Cloud9. He played with Cloud9 from mid-2013 through the end of 2015. Although you can't really argue that this Cloud9 core of Sean, Nothing, and Shroud was ever really dominant on an international stage, many long-term NACS fans consider Cloud9's run in the summer of 2015 as one of the all-time highlights of North American CS. During this summer run, Cloud9's roster consisted of Sean Gares, Nothing, Shroud, Freakazoid, and Skadoodle. All within the month of July, Cloud9 made the grand finals of 3 Tier 1 international events: ESL ESEA Pro League Season 1, ESWC, and DreamHack Valencia. While each of these grand finals matchups resulted in a second place for the North Americans, it showed the world that North American Counter-Strike had something to be proud of. North American fans everywhere rallied behind this roster. Here's a couple of the most memorable clips from this summer run.
One spawn.
Take it from them.
One more spawn.
Spawn, cap mode. Spawn.
AWP, and now they're rushing onto the site. Sean gonna get the kill. He's got no armor, and he goes down to Flamey. That aim punch, too much to handle, and now nothing gets the first spray. He's up against Guardian. He's gonna go for the bomb. Can he pick it up? He sprays. He almost connects. Gonna go for it one more time, and he clutches it. Nothing. He does it ice cold, and that's gonna be.
And they are playing against unarmored targets. Freakazoid has stolen that AK though. Be great if Cloud9 could do some damage and pick up 1 or 2 kills more. And there's Freakazoid with a good headshot taking out Crims, and they're just fighting him one at a time. What are they doing here on Fnatic? They should just group up and try and fight him. 13. Oh, there it is. He gets another kill. Sprays pistols. Freakazoid gets a quad kill, and Cloud9 win it. And Fnatic with a huge series of mistakes there.
You want to talk about?
Although the summer of 2015 gave many North Americans hope for a brighter future, the top dogs of NA like Cloud9 and Team Liquid continued to see mixed results at international events. Optic Gaming did have some time in the spotlight with a first place at E-League Season 2 and a second place at ECS Season 2, but Cloud9 and Liquid were generally the NA favorites at large events during this time. When HLTV released their first ever world ranking in October 2015, they placed Cloud9 at a respectable 7th place. As time went on, North America would struggle to remain in the top 10, with Liquid and Cloud9 battling for the title of North America's top team. In the fall of 2016, Cloud9 had a resurgence in the standings, solidifying their place in the top 10 for about 5 months. By this time, Sean Gares and Freakazoid had left the roster, being replaced by Timothy Automatic Ta and Jake Stewie 2K Yip. In the fall of 2016, Cloud9 saw some better results with a second place at DreamHack Open Bucharest and a first place at ESL Pro League Season 4. In 2017, they had a strong showing at ESL 1 Cologne.
Almost looked like skadoodle had actually come out on top there. What a flick coming in. Shroud getting one another headshot. He's tapping away. Shroud. Can he do it again? He's up to 11 kills and looking for number 12. Are you kidding me? Shroud. 4 kills. Can anyone take this man down? He's got 12 and 0. There's a minimal chance that this can work out. He's up against Guardian and Simple though, so odds are stacked against him. With a peek around the corner. Forces out the shot, now goes for the spray. My god, what a risk. He's jumped down already, he doesn't know it. Shroud goes for the spray, through the smoke. He's down to 19 health. And just 20 seconds left. Does he see the angle? He does. Shroud, out of bullets, goes for the pistol, goes for the shot, and Shroud gonna be able to win it. Cloud9 stealing around. A miraculous play once again.
This is all timing now, Anders. Who's gonna look the right way at the right time? And it's happening! Nothing, he does it, and he just stands up! Ice cold!
What an unbelievable way to win a 1 versus 1. Cloud9 are in the grand finals of ESL 1 Cologne 2017.
Cloud9's pickup of Stewie 2K in early 2016 would turn out to be more impactful than anyone had expected. His playstyle was aggressive, even for a North American. He was known for running through smokes, earning him the nickname of the Smoke Criminal. A lot of people criticized Cloud9 for picking him up, as at the time he was seen as an onliner or a pug star, but not ready for Tier 1 competition. Others thought he was just plain annoying. In the end, Stewie showed his potential and became one of the most influential names of North American CS in Global Offensive.
Stewie's won the round. We're going to overtime.
Of all the young and uprising talent in NA, why the hell Stewie 2K? Who else? Who do you think is better than Stewie? In terms of up-and-coming, young player, Stewie 2K is literally nuts. And I believe he's going to be top of NA. I really do.
For a couple of months in 2016, the unofficial king of CSGO was playing with Team Liquid and helped them reach the semifinals of the 2016 Columbus Major.
In the same place there, Simple just jumping casually into the side. He's going to fall down again. What is this clutch from Simple? Are you serious? What is that? You can't do that, Simple. That's not allowed. This is not FPL. This is a major.
Way to open the book back up. But Simple, I don't know, man. If he just comes in with that,
It was a no-scope. He didn't even... We had one button on his mouse stand. He had one button. There was no zoom.
Personally, this time of the mid-2010s is my favorite era of NACS. Sure, there's other times where NA was putting up stronger performances at international events, but there's something about the 2014 to 2018 time where CS hadn't become quite as professional and corporate as it is today. The players on your favorite rosters would stream all the time, and you could see them having fun and enjoying the game on a regular basis on stream and in tournament vlogs. Nowadays, it's not uncommon for players, especially in NA, to give off the vibe that they're just doing their job. I do believe that the overall skill level in CS is much higher these days, and many NA pros are putting in the additional work required to keep up, but there was something special about watching Tarik and Shroud's streams at this time. There's a good chance that I'm biased, and those older than me feel the same way about CS 1.6 and Team 3D, but this is around the time that I was getting into Counter-Strike, so it'll always be a little extra special to revisit tournament highlights and Cloud9 vlogs from this period. Although Shroud and Nothing were longtime fan favorites in North America, NACS wouldn't see true glory until after they stepped down from the roster in 2017.